Level up your listening with Bose Quiet Comfort Ultra earbuds and headphones with immersive sound and world-class noise cancellation for a not-so-silent night. Visit Bose.com/Spotify to shop sound that's more than a present.
Welcome to the Instagram Stories for Monday, June 7th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. On Mondays, we normally consider what head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, shared on his Ask Me Anything. However, he didn't do one this past Friday. I'm not sure if he's switching it to a different day. Doesn't he know that this is how the show works and it's based off? Anyway, it doesn't matter. He recently went on Good Morning America, which is a news program in the morning. I typically don't watch it because I listen to podcasts. But anyway, he explained all about the hiding of likes, how it works, and why they decided to do it. Here's the clip.
Now joining us, Adam Mosseri. He is the head of Instagram. All right, time for the big announcement we've all been waiting for, Adam. Let's hear it.
Today, we're making it so that you can hide likes on Instagram and on Facebook if you want to. It's important to us that people feel really good about the time that they spend in the app. And I believe that an important part of that is giving people tools to shape the experience into what's best for them.
And what Becky was explaining in the piece before we talked to you really explains that well. And so this new option is available right now here in the U.S., all over the world, another 2 or 3 days. Will you be able to hide your likes also on Facebook as well?
Yep. Absolutely. It's important that we do this as one company, and so you're going to be able to hide likes both on Instagram and on Facebook.
All right, so there are 2 settings here. How does it work, Adam?
Exactly. So there's 2 different hide like settings. One is when you're browsing your feed, so that you can make it so that like counts aren't there as you go through your feed as you normally would when you open up the app. The other is from the sharing side. So when you post something on Instagram, you're going to be able to just say that you don't want to show like counts to anybody, whether or not they have turned on any other settings. And you can do that even retroactively. So after you post something, you can turn like counts off on that post.
So what made you decide to change how likes work?
So this idea actually came from the team. The idea was to try and depressurize Instagram a little bit, to allow people to focus more on the people that they care about, on being inspired, and worry a little bit less about how many likes they or other people were getting.
And what was alluded to a little bit in Becky Worley's piece, how will the removal of likes on Instagram impact influencers and brands, do you think?
So I talked to a lot of creators about this. I get a lot of feedback from them actually every day about most of what we do. And in general, it tends to fall into 2 camps. The larger, more established creators tended to be much more supportive and even excited about the idea. But the newer ones, the small creators who are looking to experiment and grow, were much more worried that it would make it more difficult for them to do what they do. So in general, it just was a very polarizing change. People felt really strongly one way or the other, which is why we thought it made the most sense to give people a choice.
And that's what you have done. You have given folks the choice. So, are you going to hide the likes on your own account?
Ooh, great question. Yes, I am. But my guess is I'm going to probably go back and forth. It's not a one-way door. It's something that you can do and undo based on how you're feeling. And I think I'll probably be in the camp of people who uses it for a while, turns it off for a while, and then comes back.
Changing your mind back and forth. I think a lot of folks are going to do that. But you know what? You've given us the choice. And we appreciate that. I'm sure many people will do that. And we appreciate you being here on Good Morning America. Have a great day, Adam. Our best to all there.
Thanks so much for having me.
Sure.
I'm playing this clip because even though we talked about this a lot when it first happened, if you missed it or you are not into the idea at all, I definitely think it's worth revisiting. I've had my like counts turned off for a couple of weeks now, and I noticed that I'm doing so much less comparison with what other people are getting in terms of likes. So I'm just enjoying Instagram as an experience more. Okay, that's it for today's show. Come back tomorrow for more Instagram news, strategy, tips, and more.